Welcome, Mr. Mohill.
Good evening, citizens of Glendale. My name is Mike Mohill. Before Councilman Dan Brotman was elected to council in April 2019, he was an outspoken council critic with the GTV camera at his face and not the back of his head. He appeared many times before the council advocating to eliminate fossil fuel. At that time, Dan was also forming his Glendale Environmental Coalition. This reporter contacted Dan, advised him of your Glendale community newsletter, and that our readership was large and could help expand his message. Dan wrote us a letter, but told this reporter that he did not want to have his name signed to the letter. We told Mr. Brotman that we did not publish anonymous letters. He asked if his friend Mike Elen could sign the letter instead. Reluctantly, we said yes, because we felt his issue was most important for the public to be aware. A few days later, on the steps of Glendale City Council Hall, Dan Brotman announced his candidacy for Glendale City Council. This began Dan Brotman's deception to me and the public. Your Glendale community newsletter would have had no problem if Dan told us the truth, that he was going to run for city council when he submitted his letter to us. By speaking at council, his face toward the camera, the public got to know who Dan Brotman was, a concerned environmentalist. As a councilman, reluctantly, Dan said to the public that he was in favor of keeping the new approach of not seeing the face of the public, but the back of speakers' heads. About 6 years later, and after being criticized by this reporter and others, Dan said the following, quote, "I like it the way it is now. It's important to remember when the public comes to speak, they are addressing the decision-making body. They are not addressing their friends and family. They are not addressing the public at large." By the public only seeing the back of a speaker's head keeps his appearance anonymous and lessens the influence of the viewing audience, the public. What a difference a year or two makes, Dan Brotman. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Joanna Pringle. Joanna, you have 3 minutes.